Are you ready to step into a world of fantasy and magic and the slow horror of turning insanity with the Madness Table? Because that's what you're watching right now. And if you think it's pretty neat, maybe you should subscribe to us on a podcast format. We're available on all the major podcatchers. And if you think it's, again, double neato, you can slide on down, spread the word to your friends, except for Jerry. You know what you did.
Yeah, Jerry.
Everyone else, drop us a like, a review, tell a friend. If you're really inspired, please drop by our coffee page, drop us a coin. You can hit us on all the major social media platforms, especially Will and I are burning it up on the Ticks and the Talks, having a great old millennial on TikTok time. And if you're ever wondering why did they do that, hop onto our Discord. We're always taking questions for our bonus actions where we answer all questions that are asked, and we are legally required to do so. You can also send us questions for that by hitting us up at themadnesstable@gmail.com. Well, my friends, buckle up, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. And driving this bus is Mr. Will Johnston.
So good. So good. Thank you. No, that was good. That's exactly what I needed to jog my memory of where we were at.
I figured.
Which I believe it was Andrew's sorcerer had just destroyed Eberron. Sam Scylla had just gone back to Bligdenstone to declare her undying love for Jimmy. And then Brendan, your bard, had just seduced Mistra, and you told her that you wanted to be called Daddy Magic now.
Yeah, and no cut to black during the sex scene. We're playing out the whole fucking thing.
Absolutely, because we are the Madness Table, and that's what we do.
Give the people what they want.
It is not what we do. I want to be totally clear.
I am so sorry, Wendy. Wendy, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Conklin. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, Wendy. Wendy, I put you in this campaign, okay? You stick with us from now on. You're in this forever. No. So in all actuality, you guys got to meet the terrifying figure that was the River King last episode. Its horrifying combined visage of leech and crocodile, being of absolutely massive size, and killing a number of these goblins dressed in these reed and ghillie suit like attire that came to protect you and kind of pull you away from potentially being consumed. And in the midst of this, both Artemis, Vlad, and Scylla had all gone down, but you are now revived and in the arms of these goblins who told you to wait until the River King was gone. And now that such has been done, their kind of like last words to you were, stay out of the water. But we have a couple cool things to talk about, which was you guys all leveled up. So let's talk about the juicy goody bits here. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I got more martial maneuvers.
Hell
Fuck.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's enough. But you went fighter level? You didn't go another level of barbarian?
Go fighter. And I'll tell you why. Second level barbarian doesn't really give me much I don't already have. I already have a pretty high AC. And I'd have to like stop wearing armor and like I could have got the reckless, but
yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna give up that advantage on attacks. You have a high AC. You just said it, so you give me advantage. I'm probably not.
But like I already usually hit.
Yeah, has Scylla ever had any difficulty hitting the thing?
Like advantage is great for like more chance on crits, but I don't know. I was like, if I go fighter, I'll get a feat next level up.
Sure. Hey, you do you. I'm fine with only one person dishing out like 45 points of consecutive damage every hit with Starcaller. So, you know.
Oh. Look,
It's all right. You do a standard like 20 points every hit, and I can't hit you back unless it's psychologically. So I
I
wouldn't
can
be
also
worried,
go for
Sam.
hours. And Starcaller, he doesn't have stamina.
I get everything
Magical
I need to
stamina.
get done very quickly. Okay.
This is getting real tense, and I'm not comfortable anymore.
This is
Good.
what you wanted, Brendan.
Yeah,
I don't like it when the fighter and the paladin fight. Does this mean I get 2 Christmases?
No,
Yeah. Who's taking Safel first?
Scylla, clearly.
Scylla, yeah. You want to tell us what this new battle maneuver is, or you want to leave that for a surprise?
I'm gonna leave it.
Okay. All right. Fine. Whatever. Let's
Yeah.
roll for your hit dice.
Oh yeah.
D10, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I got a 7.
I got a 10.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Starting off well so far. Let's hope it holds out for 2 others. Not. Who wants to go next?
I can go. I'm pretty quick as well. But mine is pretty spicy at it. I have reached the level where I finally get the aura of protection as a paladin. So anytime these chuckleheads are within 10 feet of me, they get a +5 to all saving throws.
That's crazy.
My God.
So
Do you have to turn that on?
Nope.
What?
It is just my it is my vibe.
He doesn't have to turn anything on. It's just his riz. His riz is that good.
Riz turns it on for him.
Yeah. If you guys saw the YouTube intro where I was talking about millennials on TikTok, this is the kind of content you could be getting.
Yeah.
That.
All right. We got did you pick up any new spells? Did you go up a spell slot or anything?
I do not. I don't believe I went up a spell slot. Let me see if I added any.
Just anything new and exciting.
I was able to. I think I have another spell prepared, but I don't have any because paladins I swap out on the daily, as I contemplate my works. But I believe I have one more prepared than I had before, which is definitely a boon, a little more versatile.
All right. What's it's also a D10 for you?
Yep.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 2.
All right.
Damn.
8's great.
It's great. 8's great.
Love an 8.
All right, our squishy wizard boy.
Okay. So I get another 4th level spell slot, so I am up to a total of 2 now.
I'm gonna end the campaign so fast now.
I took a couple additional spells.
Uh-huh.
And I did not take a feat. I bumped my dexterity score by 2 for the nice little AC bonus.
Wow.
I hate
it
so
That
much.
is such a choice.
So now you can hit me so easy a little bit harder.
Okay. All right. You wanna drop those hot spells on us that you clearly chose ahead of time?
Don't you fucking come at me on recording. I know where you live, you piece of shit.
You do. You all do.
I took Misty Step. And I took Dispel Magic.
Nice. The wizard
Gosh.
gets 2 get out of jail free cards. Nice.
Yeah, I don't. You guys have relentlessly roasted me about how terrible I am at protecting myself. And it's entirely valid.
Yeah.
So I'm working to remedy it.
Just flashing back to, what was it, the 4 rounds of death rolls that you
that I could have gotten out of on a bonus action.
Yeah.
I had a little bit more foresight, but here we are.
Here we are.
I did get one more thing. Which is
I don't like how you saved it till now. Sam.
Yeah, your turn's over.
It's not that great. It's not.
I feel like you're undermining me now.
I gotta give the listener something good after that. Just fucking with you. It's called Know Your Enemy. If you spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, you can learn certain information about its capabilities compared to your own. Which, like,
very
it's pretty cool.
useful.
It's like, yeah, you can learn their ability scores, their armor class, their hit points, and their class level.
My thought instantly with that is this is going to be an ability that you either totally forget about or you are going to just be spamming the fuck out of. Like, I look at him for a minute.
Tell me about them now.
I study the Goblin King.
Yeah, right.
Tell me his
looking at the River
AC.
King. Yeah.
I mean, hey, that's what it's there for. So, all right. Well, you guys are split up.
Hey, HP, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, my bad. That was my fault.
God damn it, Sam.
That was my fault.
Let me have my...
The wizard doesn't need HP.
Give us more
I was
points.
I level up for one thing, god damn it. And it's the 3 hit points.
You rolled a 3?
I rolled a 4.
I rolled a 4. So we got to roll again.
We got to roll again.
Yeah, one has to come out higher here.
I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 6.
Oh.
Fuck yes.
Oh!
Thank goodness.
Damn you, D6. You're supposed
Thanks,
to do that
Dad.
when I hurt them. Don't thank me. I don't even know you. I'm going to get milk.
Someone's projecting.
Oh my god.
My dad died. He didn't leave.
I know. I remind you often.
Yes. God.
We have not started the game.
Nope. Okay.
Remind me to tell you guys something after we finish this recording.
Oh, great.
Is it that your dad's dead?
It's dramatic. I don't really know.
Welcome to Trauma Bonding with the Madness Table.
Get more of this on our Discord. We have therapy sessions Thursdays and Fridays.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I brought this on myself too by saying what I said.
I've never felt so close to you. Said your dad never.
Stop.
Okay, rule of 3 is we can start. It's fine.
Fuck. I'm so red and I'm tearing up. Oh my god. Enjoy everybody on YouTube and in the audio. This is good. This is what you're here for.
This episode's going behind a paywall for sure. No,
we cut none of this. Our listeners need to know who we truly are.
Absolutely not.
All right. So, Sefel, Scylla, and Vasana all sit under this large boughed swamp tree. It's like a dead willow tree. Swamp tree. I'm smart.
Why are we so punchy?
I don't know.
What's happening?
You're under this dead willow, enshrouded in these reeds and cattails and tall grass, and there are these 2 goblinoids in these ghillie suits surrounding you. And to the north, we have Artemis and Vlad. Vlad has just been cut free of this net. Artemis, you have just been revived. And there's 2 of these goblins sitting over you as well. There was 2 others that had kind of jogged forward to distract the River King while they pulled unconscious Scylla back with you all, that were consumed by leeches. And as the River King has left, and you guys waited about 15 minutes or so by advice of the goblins, you can see those leeches have slowly come off those 2 bodies on that shoreline. And it's basically just skeletons with shreds of meat and almost like dried skin as they were first oh gosh, what's that beautiful word for when you like. It's not a beautiful word, but you know what I mean. Though the specific sanguinated.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sanguinated.
Yeah. So you have all been told essentially by these goblins, don't go into the water. What do you guys do or say in this moment with these goblins around you?
Over on North Slope, just what? What was that thing?
That was the River King. A true monstrosity, born of some kind of twisted magics that have born from the lake just beyond the swamp.
So it is not even from here per se. It is a beast from elsewhere. But where? And while he does listen to the goblins, kind of like response, he's gonna put a hand into the not into the water, but like just into like the muck of the earth there, and I'm gonna use a divine sense, um,
Mm,
just to get an idea if um the perhaps the River King or any part of his entourage hits any of my celestial fiend undead vibes.
gotcha. That's a radius of 60 feet, or is that farther?
It is 60 feet.
Okay. You don't feel anything in 60 feet that pinpoints to some kind of the River King or any other creature. But I will say that there's like, I almost want to say you pick up like traces, lingering traces. And if you focus on it a little bit more, you can tell that there's some of these like warped, fiend touched leeches that are starting to move to the northeast, just on the edges of your divine sense. But that's it.
Hmm. Has this creature always haunted this area?
The other goblin beside you speaks up and goes,
Not always. There have always been crocs infesting the swamps, but nothing like this. This has begun. Perhaps. What? And he holds up his fingers. 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Hmm.
There was spottings of a large crocodile roaming in the waters, and when we tried to hunt it, we found ourselves being consumed by the parasite within it as well. And so we have just now been trying to survive. Our village has been consumed by the lizard folk that now call him the River King.
This is not good. I fear the taint that we are hunting has already spread to these parts. Vlad, this is bad news. Vlad, are you conscious?
Vlad is like barely conscious, but he goes, "Yes, I'm awake and aware." And you can see he kind of shrinks back into his humanoid form. Where are the others?
Oh, I believe they are still across the lake. Zafel propelled me here. Did not go as planned. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you really dropped the ball on that one.
I will come over there, Skinny.
It's you guys start yelling at each other like that video of
What's your name? What's your name?
Vlad
think-
looks at you, Artemis, and goes, "No, I don't think anything went the way it was supposed to. Scylla was going to attack me, or did she?"
No, thankfully I was able to stop her from attacking you. So you can thank me for that. I, however, did not stop her from attacking me. Um,
One of the goblins like holds up their finger to be like, well, actually, and then it just looks at you, Artemis, and is like, never mind. Vlad's like, thank you, I appreciate it. Why did she turn on us?
I believe I've seen its like before when madness touches a person. Sometimes something inside them breaks, just for a time. I was hoping to subdue her, but I um did not count on her rather remarkable um strength. I will not be caught so unawares again.
Has this happened before or often with her?
I wouldn't say she is more susceptible than many, but the evil we hunt, Vlad, when you look at in its eye, it can change you. It can warp and consume you. It can make you question everything you have ever known or believed.
Oh, okay. Thank thank you for that, I guess.
The only thing you can do is be aware, be ready, and stay close.
Vlad just nods at you, like, okay, yes, absolutely.
And now I will turn to the goblins. So yeah, I'm definitely not going in the water, but how do we get over there to the rest of the group?
Well, we do have to do a little bit in the water, but uh, well, we'll have to get the extras left behind by the others and perhaps fetch you all some more.
But one of them retreats into the bushes and comes back, and it looks like he's holding like two long poles of a sort, and then he like hoists them up, and you can see that they're large stilts, and they're covered in some kind of like reeds, but there's like little notches, and you see the other goblin climb up and kind of like strap themselves in, and then the one that's still on the ground goes and fetches another one, brings it back and sets it at your feet, Artemis, and then goes back and gets their own, and together they kind of like they're the two goblins get up and they look at you like,
Are you comfortable walking in stilts? It's a little bit easier when we're in the water as it supports you.
Well, this is my first time, but I have no doubt I will handle it.
okay. So they're gonna give you a boost up. These are 10-foot tall stilts, so when you get into like the deeper parts of the river here, you will like, with the length of the strides that you could take, you would kind of be doing like, have any of you guys ever done what they call moonwalking underwater, where you like take a large stone that can sink you, you go down to the bottom, and then you kind of like moonwalk? Picture that, but like with the stilts, like you'll kind of try to jump a little bit with the stilts over the deepest sections so you don't go under. But otherwise, you will be able to stay at the very lowest up to your necks in these tall waters. But the goblins kind of instruct you, Artemis. They're like,
We try to keep to the edges and find shallower areas to cross. The smaller we can make ourselves seem in these fetid waters, the less likely the crocs or the River King will notice us and come hunting.
Very well then. Thank you. And Arj will try to ford his way across to the other little islet.
Okay. The goblins kind of show you, if you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself, they cross to the south west here, kind of showing you this shallower path.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just kind of draw it here for everybody to see. Like they go like this. So they go to the southeast and then, or southwest, and then they start crossing over to the east. And while that's
Island hopping.
happening, island hopping, essentially, Scylla, Sefel, and Vasana, you have these two other goblins with you. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I think Scylla, she's been kind of like dazed laying on this island because she was basically, I was healed by Vasana, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and then
No, I think I
was.
gave you a potion.
Oh, that's right.
No,
You
I
did.
mean to get out of the insanity.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yes. Yeah, you were restored. Or no, we knocked you
Restored.
unconscious.
Yeah.
She hit you with
Oh, that's right, yeah.
mind
I got knocked
spike to
unconscious,
knock you
yeah.
out.
That's what it was. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So she and then she woke on the ground thanks to Sefel, and it was like it's been like what 6 seconds or something.
Yeah, not very long at all.
Since you've been
we watched
brought back, yeah.
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 I think she's laying on the ground and she's like dazed and trying to figure out what's going on and feeling like crap. And then I was fighting Dagon. Dagon is here, and then she's going to like try and like get up.
No, he's not. He's not.
Sefel, he's in the water.
You were fighting us.
I would not.
And the Hydra, and we've been down this road before, Scylla. You know
It was
what
so
this is.
vivid, Sefel.
I know. You were not yourself. Dagon is not here. Something is, though.
I think she's gonna she's like looking at you and like believing what you're saying and looking around. Where are the others?
Artemis and hopefully Vlad are across the water. I think we can step out now, and he's gonna sort of lead the way out of the bushes back onto the main area.
I was fighting the Hydra?
You were fighting the Hydra, you were fighting Artemis, you were fighting the Earth
Wait,
Elemental.
Artemis?
You were kind of hitting whatever was close by.
It was so vivid. I have to make sure Artemis is all right. If I hit him, Scylla's gonna go to the edge of the lake and see if she can, or the edge of the island and see what she can see.
I would say as you guys kind of come out of the bushes and stuff like that, you can actually see Artemis and these other goblins starting to ford their way across the shallows now. And Sefel, you see Vlad very slowly flying over to land on the island.
I would say he's okay. And he's joined the circus.
I do not understand what they're doing.
It's actually quite smart. Sefel will go to the side to welcome them.
The two goblins that were with you, Sefel, Vasana, and Scylla, like you're kind of curious what happens, and they're like,
"It is how we traverse the waters without the River King finding us."
But Artemis, it's pretty easy to get down from these stilts if you wish to be smaller with everybody again.
Yeah, once I reach the other side, I will kind of like do a quick shimmy down the poles and place them like kind of back into the reeds where the goblins had stored them before.
I think Scylla is standing like 10 feet away looking ashamed at Starcaller, but not approaching. Is Starcaller still very damaged?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not his best. Well met, Sefel. I see you. Oh, you actually may be the least scarred among us. Well done.
Not without my bruises, but it helps to not be the one in the front of the battering. How are you feeling?
Oh, thanks to our new friends here. Quite well. Quite well. My compliments, Drusilla. You do not just talk a big game.
I was not in my right mind, Starcaller. I had thought you were Dagon. I'm it is not one of my proudest moments to hurt one on my side.
It is fine. Sometimes pain is necessary, or at least cannot be avoided.
I would allow you to hit me in return if you would like.
I do not wish to.
If for opportunity, it might be kind of funny.
I do not think it would be humorous on my end, but I would allow it.
No, we have bigger fish to fry here. It seems the taint that we seek has already reached these parts. That creature is not of this world.
May I ask, I have a searing pain in my mind. How did you bring me back?
That was our friend Vasana.
Indeed.
She kind of sheepishly steps forward and she says to you, Silo, she's like, I was going to apologize for that. You were on sort of a rampage, and I did the only thing I felt was necessary, and I am happy to heal you again. I do apologize. It's not something I would have done.
You did what you had to, and it was clearly a success. I do not like that I lost control in such a manner, and I worry that it would happen again should we move further. It was so real.
Well, perhaps we can look into certain measures we can take to prevent that, or help you sooner, in not such a way that we have to knock you unconscious, perhaps.
Would be ideal.
It was the plan to put Starcaller in front of you and have him deal with it the way that he has in the past.
I see.
I underestimated how quickly you would receive him. And for that, Artemis, I apologize.
It was a worthy gambit, friend. Think not on it.
Are we... I guess, are we moving forward? We cannot leave the River King in this community. I do not... No. If it is harming others in such a manner, it does not sit well with me. This is extreme danger.
No, and the make of that creature is far too coincidental to the things that we have been facing thus far.
I had that thought as well.
I cannot say definitively that it is cut from exactly the same cloth, but it does carry the scent of the fiend with it. There is something unnatural about that reptile.
I worry what this means. We thought we had more time, but if these things happen to be connected, that means our struggle is already making its way to the surface.
Indeed. I agree with both of you, and we cannot just leave it here. We must at least learn more, and if we can, cleanse this rot. I will, however, say that we cannot meet this creature on its home turf. Scylla fights well in the water. The rest of us do not. It is too great a disadvantage.
Not without the game heavily stacked on our side. We should collect ourselves, collect information. These goblins, they seem to have intimate knowledge of the creature.
Indeed, they told me earlier that disciples of this River King, lizard folk, have come when it arrived rather recently, only less than a moon cycle ago, and they have raised their villages and pushed them to the margins. But perhaps they are well armed to strike. I think we would be well suited to seek their counsel.
Is it possible that we could reclaim one of their villages?
Hey,
Bolster them there.
You guys, where's the nearest village that was taken from you?
Well, that would be towards the heart of the Blood Moor, and that would be.
And he holds up. It's that same one that had a hard time counting before. 1, 2, and
Take your time,
one of the goblins that was with Scylla, Sefel, and Vasana before comes forward and goes, "Wagner, just stop it. It's about 5 miles to the north from here. It's a little bit hard of a trek now that we can't just take the waters, but it's possible. We did, in fact, however, come looking for one of the children in our small camp.
Oh, Artemis.
Ah, yes. We have encountered the youth. But a moment. And Artemis will grab his stilts. And through the shallow waters, I'll island hop back to where the wee goblin is.
Yeah, you find that tree that you had hidden them in, and you manage to pull back all sorts of barriers and the illusions that you had in their way, and you find them there still sleeping.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll kind of make kind of a sling out of my satchel, prop him in it, and then make my way back with him in tow.
Can you make me an athletics check or acrobatics as you make your way back?
Oh, I would love to. I'm going to go ahead and go with No, I'm going to go with athletics. Oh.
Okay.
I'm stronger than I used to be.
Hmm.
Not that strong, though. Sorry, little guy. It's a 5.
Okay. It really just takes you longer. You're still not fully accustomed to taking or using these stilts, and with the slightly added weight of this child on your back, you find yourself kind of sticking into the mud a little bit, so it takes you a little bit longer, but you do make it back, to which all the goblins kind of quickly gather around and check on them, and one of them turns to you and goes,
I am Get, and this is, points to the child, this is Pigmud. They are the son of Rotmud and Quilzin. They are impromptu leaders at the moment. Sorry, sometimes I mix up my words. I'm sure they will have more that they could tell you at a small camp a little ways to the east. If you would care to join us, otherwise we can try to answer your questions as best we can and leave you.
No, a camp might be good.
Indeed, before we mount any sort of further reconnaissance or attack, a rest would be most welcome.
Very well.
And some of the others that were still down on the ground try eventually bring you all stilts so that you can walk, for those of you that require it or want it. Scylla, are you going to take them up on the stilts, or are you going to kind of refuse that and swim?
They hand her the stilts and she's like, I will not be doing that.
But your presence in the water could alert the River King again.
You will not be able to convince me that my presence on wooden sticks would be less conspicuous than my ability to stealthily swim, which is my home territory.
They look at your gills and your fins and your menacing demeanor, and they're like,
Very well.
But they get you all situated, and I would love Safel now to make an athletics or acrobatics check. As you begin getting used to these stilts, I'm going to roll one for
Can I
Vasana
help
as
him?
well.
How?
I think Scylla is like when you teach a kid to ride a bike, and you
You like
you
hold
help
the
them onto
sticks
the
as I'm-
snout. You hold them and like move them while they're trying to walk.
Hey,
And then if he
I'm gonna
starts to
let
fall,
go.
I'll catch him.
I'm gonna let go.
Yeah.
So you're swimming in the water, and you're just holding onto one stick, just being tugged forward and back
Correct.
as he
I'm
walks forward
very,
to help.
like-
So I'm gonna
Okay.
roll with disadvantage.
yeah, right.
I'll say, you know what, Scylla, roll me athletics. Let's see if this adds the bonus to it.
Okay. I got a 12.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
So you have
So-
advantage, Safel.
Oh, thank God. Oh, that's so much better. I rolled an 8 and then a 19. So that's
Okay.
23 acrobatics.
Great. You all are able to pick up pretty quickly on these goblins who are leading the way as you move to the east, and you guys pick up relatively quickly. It probably strikes you all, even as you're moving through this dense vegetative area and this fog that still kind of surrounds everything, how much easier it is to navigate than the Underdark. In a manner of speaking, where Scylla is fully at home to move about, and the two of you can see far further ahead, even in the fog, than you could in the tunnels most of the time, or not really having any idea what could pop out at you next. But you travel for about 45 minutes to an hour till you all kind of come upon a slightly larger, almost crescent-shaped island. And you see nothing at first until a number of like reeds just all of a sudden seem to be picked up and moved, and you see that they were stitched to panels of like makeshift walls, and as they are moved show this very small camp of about 8 goblins, not including the 5 that are with you all. And as you are brought in, Pigmud quickly scrambles down off of one of the other goblins that you were walking with and runs forward, and you see these 2 goblins run from the center of the camp. Everybody that's here isn't wearing ghillie suits, or at least not full ones. And you can see that they're crying and they're hugging as everybody kind of gets down from the stilts and are shown into this camp. You see that there's one fire that's burning very, very low. And it's probably getting close to mid-morning about this time, because you guys got up before at the crack of dawn. And these 2 individuals, you can see one bears feminine traits, one more male, but they're also all wearing like masks of mud as well. And you can see those that came with you take off their large like masks, and they are also covered in mud as well, just constantly camouflaging themselves. But the masculine presenting one kind of walks up to you and goes,
I am Rotmud. This is my partner Quilson. Thank you for retrieving our child. Who are you?
It's our pleasure. We came across young Pigmud when we were accidentally deposited in this swamp. I am Artemis Starcaller, sworn sword of King Baltair, Lord of the Kingdom of Ember. I am the Lion of the Deep, the Scion of Dawn's Edge, the Hammer of Demons, and the end of the Long Night.
Vasana leans over to Scylla and is like, hey, does he do that a lot?
It keeps getting longer.
And my sworn allies, Drusilla of the Deep Lake, and the Magicianer himself, Lord Safel of the Fallen Stars.
I did not know you were Lord Safel.
The title is Warden, but Lord works just as well.
I think they are synonyms. Yes.
Oh, you're so cute.
Starcaller, go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
Oh, yeah. And now I can roll well. 23.
You make this grand show of your titles and then your compatriots and Rotmud, Quilzin, and everybody else that's here is just kind of in awe, and they all kind of take a step back and Get steps forward and goes,
They were fighting the Hydra before, and they managed to kill before the River King came.
and there's kind of like this low gasp and murmuring amongst everybody kind of watching you. And Rotmud comes forward and goes,
But you managed to survive. How?
Yes. It was a near thing, and your warriors here aided us greatly. We have faced the ilk of the River King before. Not themselves exactly, but they have kin that dwell beneath the surface that we have done battle with. Some more successfully than others. We seek to aid you in whatever way we can to rid you of this beast, this burden.
Well, that would be greatly appreciated. We were, in fact, discussing many of our options before my son decided to run off.
and you can see he's got like his hands on Pigmud's shoulders, and Pigmud looks all of a sudden very ashamed at their actions, but then quickly looks up to the group of you and goes,
We don't want to run, but my family thinks it's perhaps for the best. I was hoping to seek help.
and Rotmud kind of hushes him like,
Shh. Those are not options we are considering. We don't know where they are or if they would dare communicate with the likes of us. I'm sorry
Yeah.
for my child's outbursts.
Well, please, Sire Rotmud, if you know of other help that we may contact, it would be well to make it known.
and Rotmud looks at Quilzin, and they have this shared thought, and Quilzin looks back at the group of you and goes,
There are, well, one is a rumor, another we know of. There is a giant-like figure that hunts these swamps, much like ourselves. We thought perhaps their size could help us to endeavor to put down the River King, or to help us in taking back our home and any of those that might have survived. The other, well, the two others really. One is a dark figure that we only see when the storms run strong through these waters and these isles. But they always carry an air of death about them. And the last one, which we are not sure if it is an option anymore, that would have been the Lord of the Swamp, Delkvir, the Black Dragon. But we have not seen them for a while, or felt their presence.
That is interesting. If you had to choose, I suppose the question is, which of these do you think are closest and most likely to align?
Get the stuttering goblin, and he's like,
Oh, I personally think it would be the hunter, perhaps.
and you can see he kind of gets shy as Rotmud's glaring at him, and he goes,
We don't believe that any would necessarily side with us, but of the three, that one perhaps poses the greater chance of becoming a friend.
Just out of curiosity, you said that the black dragon, you didn't know if he was an option anymore. Even if you knew his, you know, if you weren't saying that purely because you haven't seen them, were they an option in the first place? Did you have a relationship?
They were the last resort. We have shrouded our villages as best we can from his peons, the lizard folks, but they seem to worship the River King now, which is why we question his presence anymore. He
That
has
may be.
demanded tributes in the past, to which we had tried, but his demands grew worse, so we have tried to hide ourselves as best as possible.
Did he demand tributes, or was it the lizard folk?
He did through the lizard folk. We do know that he exists, or lived here, as he would sometimes soar over the trees. The great rushes of his wings could be heard from miles away. But we have not seen them in perhaps a couple of weeks.
Sounds like a chance of a power struggle.
Indeed, that may well serve us, and no matter how powerful this Dark Hunter is, a black dragon is rarely an underdog in a scuffle.
And a spurned black dragon is even more useful, if not volatile.
Yes.
If this dragon was a bane on their community asking for sacrifices, and we should bring it back, I worry we would be trading one evil for another.
You're not wrong. But we've had this conversation, and not saying a definitive answer, but at what point are people not capable of fighting monsters anymore?
I feel like Artemis just like leans out from behind Cephal and makes eye contact with Scylla.
And I'm not suggesting that we need to out the location of the goblin villagers. We could simply form a relationship of our own, and try to keep the populace as hidden as they are now.
Yes. I mean, we've already seen perhaps it was a dream, but I feel like some goblins got totally annihilated just by like the breath of leeches before. That might have been an unconscious fever dream, but I would like to keep the goblins out of this fight if we can. This thing, whatever it is beyond normal interventions.
No, if we do utilize the power of a dragon, we should come on our own behalf. But it is a powerful tool. That is, if we could even locate the beast.
Yes, I believe that our only choice will be the one which we find first.
Indeed, so Sir Rotmud, sterling scion of this great enclave of goblinkin.
Are you
Where
licensed to
are
hand out
these three
titles?
protectors?
Well, Delkvir was to the northeast, towards the heart of the swamp, where the greatest rivers converged upon a small isle with a large cave and ruins built upon it. The hunter, we believe, is to the west, and whatever the shrouded figure may be is to the south. The hunter, we know, lives closest to the outskirts of the swamps, near the old plains. They enjoy the thrill of the hunt and eat all they catch. The shrouded one we have kept away from for just as much as the dragon, for the air does not sit right about them to us.
All right, well, which one of these messed up terrors do we want to recruit?
I do not
Hunter
wish to
seems kind of
go.
lame.
I do not wish to. The sunlight bothers me. Here in the swamp, it is not as direct, but should we go to the plains where the hunter is, I'm afraid I will not be as helpful.
Indeed. And what's the use of it?
I'm not excited to deal with terrifying creatures. I think we need to begin exploring more powerful options. I don't say that stance just to lean in the most chaotic direction, but we have tried our hand at fighting a lot of these things ourselves, and we have either incurred heavy losses or lost entirely. I'm willing to try an upped ante.
Dilkfair, then.
It is my thought as well. Dilkvir the Black will make a fine ally, and perhaps an even finer prize.
We'll end there.
I was really hoping that was a really good end line.
Yeah, it was.